Hi, I'm Bree and welcome back to my channel. Today I am actually so excited for today's video. Oh my goodness, I am going to be starting a sketchbook. So this is going to be my second sketchbook. I do have this one, which it's the same sketchbook, but I started this one last fall. Almost, oh goodness, there's drawings falling out. I started this at the end of September last year, and it is mid-August, so it's been almost an entire year with this sketchbook. And so I'm really excited to start a new one. I'm ready for just a fresh start, I guess. And this one, obviously, I did not decorate the cover on, but I actually really do want to decorate this cover. I feel like, I don't know, I have an idea for it, and I'm kind of nervous because if I mess up the cover, then it's like the whole thing's ruined. But I'm just gonna try to be loose with it and not be so much of a perfectionist about it, and I'm just gonna try to have fun with it, honestly, because that's what drawing is about. It's not about being perfect, it's about having fun. So today I'm just gonna be decorating the cover and starting the first page. I do not know what I'm gonna be putting on the first page, but we'll see. Okay, so I am excited. Let's get straight into it. Okay, I started by taking off the sticker that did leave some residue. Just ignore it. You will not even be able to see that in the end. Trust me, I'm gonna paint right over it. And then I used my graphite pencil to just sketch out some little loose lines, I guess. I don't know. This was just like my base to start. And then I used gesso because I thought it would be best to start with gesso rather than just white paint, because gesso is used to prime surfaces to paint that aren't really paintable. And I wasn't sure how paintable this surface would be, so I just used gesso. I ended up doing like 4 coats of the gesso, which is excessive, but it took a while to build up that opacity that I wanted. Also, I was very, very concerned about warping. I really wasn't sure how this surface was gonna hold up and if it was gonna warp, and so I started out very slowly, and I was really, really concerned about that. I wasn't sure if the paint was gonna make it warped. I don't know, but it was fine. And then I mixed in a little bit of beige paint into the gesso to make it slightly off-white, because I just didn't want like a super bright white, and I really like how that looked. And then this is out of focus. It's just this one clip. I'm so sorry. But I did a little border around the squiggly lines. I don't know. And then I sketched out some words, because I am doing a Bible verse, in case you couldn't already tell. And the sketching of the words was honestly, I kind of regret that, because the graphite took forever to cover up with the paint. I don't know, it was really not working for me, and it was looking rough. And then I made a little spelling error on that word faithful, and so I had to fix that, and it became a mess, and yeah. This was not fun to cover up. This was starting to get to the point where I was like, this looks a hot mess, and I was getting really nervous that I had ruined it. Luckily, it didn't. It turned out okay, and so I mixed up those 2 colors. Those were custom colors, and I changed them a bunch of times. I wanted the dark green to be darker, I wanted the light green to be lighter, just so that there was more of a contrast, and that was so much fun to have to go over those words twice to change the color. Anyway, but I actually love this verse so much. I ended up looking on Google for quite a while to find this verse, because I wanted one that was short enough to put on the cover, but also that meant enough to me, and because I would be staring at this for probably the next year or so. So I wanted one that I really loved, and I really love this verse. So Romans 12:12. I love this verse. Anyway, so I went back over a few things, and then here's a jump where I ended up doing a ton off camera because it was looking horrible, and I just needed to focus on it for a while and do a bunch off camera and fix it and make it look better. So I'm sorry that you didn't see a lot of that, but here it is looking better, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is gonna turn out okay. Okay. It's okay. And then I sketched out some little ferns and a little vine leaf, I don't know, a vine type of thing? I don't know. And some little blobs, which would eventually be flowers. Flowers, I'm not really sure what type of flower they are, but they're just blobby little flowers that I like. I don't know. So I painted in the, not leaves, ferns. I painted in the ferns. I'm sorry that my head keeps bobbing in and out of here. That's annoying. And at this point, it was almost done, to be honest with you. I just spent forever on the touch-ups of this. I did so much off camera. You didn't even see most of the touch-ups because it was just I don't know, the touch-ups just took actually so long to do because there's just so much. I ended up using the dotting tool for most of this project. I filled in the ferns with the dotting tool, I did the letters with the dotting tool, just everything, because it was really easy because it was smaller than a paintbrush and it was more easy to have control over. And also it laid the paint on thicker, which was easier for touch-ups because it covered up more. So that was nice. And then I used a baby pink color to color in the paint in, why do I keep saying color? To paint in the flowers. And oh my gosh, these colors, I think the one thing about this project that turned out so well is definitely the colors. The sage green is perfect and that pink is just, I love it. These are my favorite colors, especially when they are together. I just think it's just the most pretty color combo. So here I am with the dotting tool again, covering up the flowers because it was easier. It made like a thicker layer of paint and so it made it go by faster. Yeah. I actually did design this on Procreate before I put it on my sketchbook because I wanted to see kind of how it would look, and I just needed some idea before I just went straight onto the sketchbook cover. So I just did kind of like a loose sketch on Procreate and I really liked how that looked. You can sometimes see it popping in the background there, not right now, but yeah. And then I was just doing a bunch of touch-ups and this was just taking so long. I cut out a ton of the touch-ups because I just did them off camera because I needed to focus, and yeah, it was a whole thing. But there was just so many touch-ups. And I mixed up like a kind of off black, like not quite solid black, it was slightly muted with a gray and orange and everything to kind of cover up some of the mistakes that I made on the sketchbook cover because I just didn't want to see those and I just covered them up. It was easier. And then I used Mod Podge and I just put it over the whole design. I was debating for a long time on whether or not I should cover the whole cover or just the spots that I painted. I ended up just putting it on the spots that I painted and I think that worked out well. I think that's fine. I don't know. But I think it looks fine and I think it'll hold up. At least, hopefully, it will hold up because I really love the way this turned out. I am surprised at how well I was able to get this to look. Honestly, I'm shocked at myself. The letters, I'm just very proud of, to be honest, and I think it just turned out so pretty. I love the verse and I'm just really excited to use this sketchbook now because I think it is so pretty and I'm just really happy with how it looks. And as you can see, there is like no warping. I didn't have to be worried about that. It turned out fine. There's no warping. I'm very glad about that. I just love it so much and I'm really happy with it. And then of course I had to put the start date because I did that in my last sketchbook and I think it's just really nice to see like when you start it and when you finish it. I think it's just a good thing to have. And then I went through all of my stickers and I picked out 5 of them that I would be putting on the covers because I love to decorate the inside of the covers with stickers. These are the 5 I picked out. I did a little Hello Kitty one. That one I got from Alaska. Meredith and Derek from Grey's Anatomy. A little reading one that I got from Etsy. And a frog because I love frogs. All of these things kind of like mean something to me in a way or just are things that I love. And yeah, I will continue to fill up both of the covers, like the inside covers, with stickers as I get more or as I just pick more out of my collection to put on them. That's what I did last time. And I think it's just a really cute thing to have. I don't know. I like it. And so I placed them on the inside of the cover and I really like how that looks. And then this was impulsive, but I picked out this little plant from my collection of stickers that I thought matched the front and I just put it on the back and I think it's just super cute, an extra little touch, and I think it's cute. And so this is how it looks for now. I will add more stickers on the back cover and the front and I'm really excited to see how that looks. And then I went in straight for the first drawing, the first page. This was kind of nerve-wracking. I had honestly no clue what to draw for the first page, so I ended up just doing a bunch of random things that I like, things that kind of mean something to me or just things that I love. So I did a frog because I love frogs, a crochet hook and some yarn, a paint palette and a paintbrush because I love watercolor and painting, a cat because we have 3 cats, 3 orange boy cats, that's fun, Pochaco because I love Pochaco, and I don't know, he's my favorite Sanrio character. These are not the best drawings, if I'm honest. Oh, this is kind of an inside thing. I don't know if you'll know what that is. It's a Grey's Anatomy thing. If you know, you know. Whatever. A snowflake and a leaf because I love fall and winter. All the cold weather. I did not end up leaving those roses. Those didn't stay. Some more ferns. And yeah, I did a bunch of like filler little drawings, sparkles, and whatever. And then I inked it. These are not the best drawings. I'm not gonna lie. They're not the best. They're just little doodles, I guess. But it was also the end of the day and I was trying to finish this up and just get something on there. And I know they're not the best, but it's a good, just a starter, and I'm excited to see what other drawings I'll have in here, and you know, it's not the best, but it's fine for a start. It's just random little doodles, and I think they're cute. So, you know, that's all that really matters, I guess. So I was just finishing up the line work here, or whatever you want to call it, with the pen. I had to do pen on this page, because if I didn't do pen, the graphite would have smudged to the cover, and I didn't want that to happen, so I just did pen, and I inked it, and then erased it, and this is how it turned out. It's pretty simple, pretty cute, but I guess it's cute. I don't know. This turned out so well. I am actually so surprised that I did this. I did not think it was going to turn out this well, especially with that rough stage that you didn't really see that much of, but it was rough. But this turned out so well, and I'm really happy with it. I think it looks super pretty, and I cannot wait to continue to draw in this sketchbook and just see what I can create. And I think it's just so much fun. I love the colors, and I just love the way it turned out. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.